Hello everyone, I am Ernie and I am so glad you're here with us today. Today we are back at the mill. The other day we were out looking for the Utah shaft and this is what we came across. As I was out hiking around, I came upon this mine dump and I'm going to check out this ore to see if there's any good specimens here. The bad thing is it's sunlight. We have a partly sunny day, but the sun is not shining here, so it's going to make it a little difficult for me to look inside this ore to see if there's any gold specimens. But anyhow, we're going to do it and let's check it out. Here are several specimens that I like. I've never seen this type of ore around here before, and so I like these pieces here. I'm going to pick them up, I'll take them home and process it and see if there's any precious metals inside of it. So we got the samples of ore, we brought it back to the mill, and this is what it looks like. Here is the ore that we had picked up from the mine dump, and we got it home. I kind of washed it up so we could take a closer look at it. I apologize about the shadow at this time of the year. The sun stays really low, so we get all kinds of shadows here, but at least we can take a close look at this ore that we picked up from the mine dump. Okay, we have 4.6 pounds of ore in our bucket, and we're going to cook these so it'll crush easier. Let's get this ore, we'll put it in the small furnace, we'll heat it up, we'll cook it for about 35-40 minutes at about 1600 degrees so it'll crush better, and let's get to it. We have our ore in the furnace and heating up. I just wanted to make a mention that I did not put this piece of ore in with the ore that's in the furnace is because I want to use this piece by itself, because at a later time in a later project, I'm going to take this, I'm going to cook it up, I'm going to crush it and smelt the entire ore and see what's in it. Okay, we have our ore cooking at 1500 degrees and this is where it's going to sit for the next 30 to 40 minutes. Alright, our ore has been cooking for 35 minutes at 1800 degrees, and now we're going to take the ore out of the furnace. The reason why I use the term cooking my ore is because that's what I'm doing. I'm heating it up to about 1500 degrees, and when I do that, the ore crushes easier when it has been heated. The reason why I don't use the term roasting, because technically roasting the ore is after the ore has been crushed, you put the ore in a pan or a skillet and you cook it at around 600, 700, 800 degrees. And when you cook it, it opens up the sulfides, and when you open up the sulfides, it releases the precious metals that's trapped in the sulfides. And technically, that is what roasting is all about. I hand crushed this ore with this 2-pound mallet, and I got it down to 2 inches and smaller, and it's at 700 degrees right now. And once it cools down, we'll run it through the rock crusher. I poured our crushed ore into 2 pans. That way it makes it easier for me for when I go to pan it out. It's not so full. And let's get to it. Here is the concentrate that we got out of our material. I know that there is still a lot of material in there, but I need the weight for when we go to smelt this material. And let's get to roasting this ore. Okay, we have 141 grams of concentrate. Okay, here is our charge of 141 grams of concentrate. I also added in 140 grams of anhydrous borax. I did put in 141 grams of crushed glass. We have 75 grams of potassium nitrate and 75 grams of high litharge, and I did add in 30 grams of Chapman's thinner. Let's get to smelting this. We have our concentrate and our charge in the furnace, and I did add 1 stick of rebar as a metal collector to help the litharge collect the precious metals, if there's any inside this material. At this point, I did add in 50 grams of soda ash because the slag was very, very thick. We are done smelting. Let's get the smelt into the cone mold. Here is our cone from our cone mold. I'm trying to get the best video as I can. The sun is going down. It's getting pretty dark out here in Stagecoach, Nevada. But we got our cone. Here is our lead prill, and it weighs 6 grams. Our lead prill has now opened up. Last night I was having some issues with the absorbing the lead prill, and as you can see that the prill is larger this morning than it was last night. So what I'm doing, I'm heating up a new Cupel. I'm going to pour that lead prill into the new Cupel, and we'll see what happens. The reason why our lead prill is larger this morning than it was last night is because the lead was leaching back out of the Cupel and made the prill larger than what it was. Here is our precious metal that we got out of our lead prill. It's really small, and I'm not going to waste our time in weighing it up. Well, this wraps up this episode of us getting this silver bead out of this 4.5 pounds of ore. And, I'm just going to have to do a better job. I'm going to have to pick up more material. I think we should work with 20 pounds instead of 4 pounds. We would get a better reading of what type of precious metal is inside the ore. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, smash that like button and share this on your channel so others can enjoy the experience. We are so thankful that you're here, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel, I would like to encourage you to subscribe and to become part of our AU family. We would love to have you in the family. We're so thankful that you're here. We thank you for your support, and we will see you on the next one.